Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to set up a private TikTok account. And what I mean by private isn't just that it's not available publicly, but also what settings to turn on or off to help your actual data be private from advertisers on the platform as well as the platform itself. So this is my Simple Privacy Tips TikTok account, but I'm going to sign out and create a new account from scratch. I've also created a free printable guide that takes you step by step through all of these settings as well, just for ease. If you don't want to rewatch this video, you can go to the link in the description and you'll find that guide. Okay, let's get started. You can think twice about adding your actual birthday when you set up social media accounts. It's helpful for them to know obviously what age you are, to know what kind of advertising they're allowed to show you, for example, but it also lets them just have that information that they can use to curate content to you as well as tailor ads. When you sign up for a new account on a social media platform, you're usually asked for a phone number or email address, or you're given the option to sign in via like your Gmail account or your Facebook account. So there are two things I want to say about that. First is that it's more private if you either provide a phone number or email address. This is because when you connect your accounts, if one gets compromised, for example, if somebody breaks into your account or knows your password, they're then able to access the other account, whatever account is connected. Now, the reason I don't like using my phone number is because I only have one phone number. And so whenever I use that phone number, whether it's on social media or on like when I'm checking out online, oftentimes these days when you check out online, when you're buying clothing or something, you also have to add your phone number. That phone number is a unique identifier. It's unique to me. And I'm not quite sure how information connected to that unique identifier, for example, which social media accounts are connected to that phone number, or what things I've bought online can be centralized and tied back to that phone number. By using an email address instead, I can have more than one email address. So I can use my business email address for all Simple Privacy Tips social media profiles. I can use my personal email address for my personal social media accounts. And that way I can keep it somewhat separated and less centralized. So this pops up right when I finish setting up my account. The reason that you may want to consider not allowing personalized ads is that, first of all, personalized ads isn't the same thing as personalized content. Like, the secret sauce of TikTok is that the content that they show you is really relevant to you, and that's not ads, that's content. And so allowing personalized ads isn't necessarily going to degrade that experience on the platform. Second thing is that when you allow personalized ads, what that means is that you're allowing not only TikTok, but generally also third parties, as it says here, to understand like what you're interested in, what you click on, even stuff about like what device you're using and what time of the day that you're using the app. Just sort of insight into what you're up to in your life and what you're interested in to profile you even further and then to show you ads. What I'd recommend is to manage in settings, which I'll show you what to do, and turn it off. And if you notice that for whatever reason you want more personalized ads, you can always go back in and change it. You can always go back in and enable it. Why not see if you notice a difference? And if you don't, then you're simultaneously reducing the amount of information that TikTok and third-party advertisers can have about you. So let's click Manage in Settings, and you can see here it's grayed out. I'm going to keep it grayed out. If yours is enabled, it will look green. So I'm going to just put that to gray. I've clicked on Profile again, and I'm going to go up to the 3 horizontal bars, and I'm going to click on Privacy. Now, if you just want a private account, meaning that only those that follow you can see your videos, you can click on Privacy, and then toggling the button next to private account to green. Now, it's important to know that when you do that, it doesn't affect whoever your existing followers are. So if you have a bunch of like random people following you and you don't want that anymore, I would say to maybe toggle it to private and then go through all of your followers and remove the ones that you don't want anymore, because they won't just go away. You need to actually remove them. We've talked about ads personalization already. If you click on ads personalization, This is where you would disable personalized ads, which we've talked about. But if for some reason when you set up your account, or if you have an account that you're already using and that little pop-up thing doesn't appear for you when you finish entering your account information, you can go in and toggle it this way to gray. Underneath ads personalization, you'll see ad settings. This is where you can allow or disallow TikTok to use your videos in ads. So it's something that maybe you're not familiar with, but the company does have the ability to use your videos in ads. If you don't want that to happen, you can just toggle this button to gray as well next to ad settings. You can also go one by one through your videos and opt out individual videos. Another thing which I've created a separate video about, but just to mention it here as well, is if you want sort of an archive of what you've done on TikTok, you can download your data. So you can click download your data and then request your data, the big pink button. Then I usually, by the way, use a text file. It's just easier to read. And it might take, a few days if you have a lot of information on the platform. One thing to know is that I have requested my data and got very little back, like shockingly little. I had expected to get information about like how the company had profiled me, how their algorithms were deciding what content to show me in my feed, for example. That's information that would be super useful. And I'm in the process of actually sending TikTok what's called a data subject access request, which is something that people that are resident in the European Union, and there are a few other ways that you can do it as well. But if you're resident in the European Union, you can write to companies, ask for a copy of your information. And what they're supposed to provide is much more granular information, which would include like how TikTok has profiled me, what categories I'm in, which would give me insight into how they're making decisions about what content and ads I'm being shown. So I'm going to send that off and I'll make a video about whatever they send back. But just to say, if you want a copy of like information that you've done on the platform, so your bio information, videos, following list, profile information, all of that should come back in this sort of request. If we go back, under safety here is where you can change privacy settings for who can see who you're following. So you can choose if everyone or only me. You can choose who can duet with you with your videos. You can choose friends or only me or everyone, and then stitching as well as liked videos, so who can see what videos you've liked. You can change who can mention you and who can tag you here as well. People you follow, friends, meaning like followers that you also follow, or no one. A final thing is who can send you direct messages. So if you have a completely open account and maybe you want a public account, meaning that like everyone can see your videos, but you don't want to get a lot of random direct messages. Here you can just change from friends to no one. So you can have a look at what settings you might want to change. But I would say if you want to reduce to some degree how much information TikTok and third-party advertisers have about you, changing this ads personalization setting is the key thing to do. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Make sure to download the free guide so you can have a copy of all of this information in one place, and you can easily share it with friends and family who might not want to watch the video. So that's it for now. I will see you again in the next Simple Privacy Tips video.